All right. Well, with that done, hello everybody and welcome to our spring general meeting. So yeah, this is Bruin Space's general meeting. We'll be talking about some updates for the club in general and then go on to specific project updates and other announcements. So, yep. All right, so with some general club announcements, we did get confirmation from the school that they are allowing or lifting up some of the restrictions on lab space usage. So we're currently working on the paperwork for that and kind of getting that all figured out, but stay tuned because pretty soon we will be allowed to have limited groups of people go into the lab to work on stuff. So that's really exciting and great news. We'll keep everybody posted with what's going on with that. And then also we are looking for positions for officers and other project leadership. So there's an application posted in the Discord somewhere. I think we can figure out where at some point. I think there's a project application section, but if you are interested in any of the admin or project leadership roles, fill out that application and then also stick around after. We'll be having a kind of Q&A session in the Discord voice channels where if anybody has questions or wants to talk to any of the current leads about any positions, you're definitely welcome to do that and get any information or questions that you have answered. And yeah, same goes with project leadership and like specifically sub-team leads and project manager, chief engineer, those kinds of positions. So just stay posted. And if you're interested in any of positions, reach out to the project leads. So yeah, moving forward, we have Endeavor.
All right, the project lead for Endeavor, Raymond, couldn't make it today, so I'll be presenting in his stead. So Endeavor is our science project. They focus on experimental design, taking data. Sometimes they make their own instruments. They do data processing and analysis. And their end goal has always been to publish their data and the analysis in a research paper. So the projects that they're working on right now, they're working on a remote telescope project. They've been working on a muon detector for a while. Muons are high velocity subatomic particles. I've talked to them a little bit about it. It sounds really cool. A magnetohydrodynamic pump, which is probably one of the more fun words that I've learned. They're working with Professor Margot on the Citizen Science SETI project, as well as a Venus data project with the same professor, Professor Margot. If you're interested, contact Raymond Ramlow on Discord or by email. Additionally, you can either message myself or Chris, the president, and we can get you in touch and get you working on the project.
Hi there, I'm Zephyr. I'm the lab manager and I've been leading Forge this year. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So we do have our first workshop coming up next week, April 13th, 2 to 3 p.m. Pacific time. It's space applications of the MATLAB aerospace toolbox using Simulink. It's led by Christopher Duarte, who's a senior engineer at MathWorks. Thank you, Dechang, for getting this arranged. And Dechang will be graciously helping to lead the workshop in my absence because I have class at that time. We will have additional workshops going on through the rest of the quarter. Next slide, please. Those workshops will be announced soon. We're going to include like a resume review workshop and some more. And in the meantime, also make sure to check out the Aerospace Corporation. They've got some upcoming technical workshops that look really cool, including systems engineering, space power, space parts, and space thermal control. So there's the link, and I'll go ahead and drop the link in the Forge channel as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lorraine. I am the project manager of Overseer. Hi. So at Overseer, we build high altitude balloons. High altitude balloons allow us quick and affordable access to the gateways of space. Ours can go up to about 100,000 feet, which is pretty awesome. We are Bruin Space's entry-level project. Our mission is to establish a durable, modular, cost-efficient method to build high altitude balloons for use in scientific research at UCLA and beyond. So our team is structured into 4 different sub-teams. We have the mechanical team led by Isabel and Fiona. This team focuses on designing, 3D printing, and assembling our payload, which is the main box that holds all of our hardware. Our electrical team is run by Alan Wang. They work on designing and assembling the circuitry, cut-down mechanism, and power source for Raspberry Pi. Software is run by Leo and Zach, and they facilitate the interaction between electrical and mechanical components of the balloon throughout the code. And comms is run by myself and Ethan Sauter, who is the chief engineer. And we are designing and building an efficient tracking system for the balloon. So this picture on the screen, kind of the orange part is the payload that the mechanical team works on building all quarter. All the wires inside basically are what the electrical team is doing, software, all the programming, and comms is working on radios. For updates, this quarter, we're focusing on finishing and testing all our designs to prepare for launch. We did have a PDR last quarter. We plan to have one more before launch, so stay tuned for that. Virtual designing and testing with limited lab access, as Chris mentioned earlier. And we do have the goal to launch at the end of this quarter, which is both very exciting and very nerve-wracking for me. And this is a photo from last year's launch. If that sounds cool to you and you want to join Overseer, we are still accepting members for all of our sub-teams. Our time commitment is about 1 to 3 hours a week per sub-team. You can join as many as you like, as long as you commit to each. We have weekly sub-team meetings that are 1 hour on Zoom, and we accept people of all skill levels. And so we'll teach you everything you need to know coming into the project. Information about our first all hands meeting will be posted in the Overseer Discord. So if you want to join, make sure to come to that meeting.
All right, hello again. Don't think I introduced myself before. I'm Justin, I'm the internal vice president, and I'm also going to be presenting for Reach because neither Harrison, the project manager, nor Andy, the chief engineer, could be here today. So Reach is Bruin Space's mid-level project, and their goal for the past couple of years has been building a modular amateur rocket payload as if it were a CubeSat. So it's the same size as a CubeSat. It uses all the same design specifications, but it goes onto an amateur rocket, something that you'd see out of Rocket Project. It's a big interdisciplinary effort, and it's got a place for people of all skill sets, of all skill types. So it's got all the subsystems that you'd see in a satellite. We have structures led by Alyssa and Alyssa, electronics led by Andrew, communications led by Gabriel and Josh, software led by Tiffany, and operations led by Karthik. They have weekly all hands meetings. If you get the Reach role, you'll be able to see that in the channel under Reach General. Actually, I'm not sure if you need the role for that. And there you can find all the meeting times. Right now, they're working on finalizing and documenting all of their designs, and they've started to order parts for testing and get those shipped. And what they've been doing is getting those to individual people so they can be tested at home, since lab access is limited. Their upcoming goals are to create a test bed for remote testing. They want to plan for a manufacturing push in the fall, and they want to deliver to a launch provider. As I mentioned before, they take people of all skill levels, though they are geared towards having a little bit more experience. Oh, is that better? There's some stuff in the chat about stuff being cut off. That might just be because of the video.
Oh no,
feed.
sorry, don't mind me. I'm just joking around with Sutley.
Okay. Yes, we have all skill levels, and the position you work in is not limited by your now Andy comes in, is not limited by your major. You can work in something that's completely different if that's what you want. To join, there's a project application in the project applications channel on the Discord. Fill that out, and that'll be sent to the project manager and chief engineer, or you can message at Harrison Kassar on Discord directly.
Hello. My name is Sachin Lee. I serve as the project manager of Rapid. You may have noticed me joking around in the chat. Yeah, we try not to take things too seriously here, but Rapid is Bruin Space's top level project. If you'll go to the next slide. Because we are actually going to space. So Rapid's mission is to develop a 3U CubeSat bus that is going to accommodate the MIXI engine developed by Dr. Wurz's research lab to demonstrate its use and future prototyping for higher technology readiness levels. All right, so here we see two nice renders that I may or may not have ripped off from an earlier presentation. But as I mentioned before, we are the top level project for Bruin Space. We are actually going to space. So if you want to put on your resume that that you've worked on a project that's actually been to space before, this is your chance. Our current mission is the development of Ursa. Can we go back a slide? Of Ursa. And to support the ion thruster as mentioned before. And you can see all the work that's needed to develop and support such a mission. Like you see on the right, left and right renders, there's lots and lots of components, lots and lots of moving parts that that can and will go wrong. So Rapid does require a application process in order to work with us. Next slide, please. So here we see some of the nice, pretty renders that our mechanical team was able to get us. Delineation of some of the more critical systems. Rapid is one of those engineering projects that requires people with all sorts of backgrounds. If you've got communications, we'd love to have you, definitely, because I'm leaving. If you've got any sort of thermal experience, CAD, if you're interested in working on a rocket payload, sorry, a ion thruster similar to the ones you've seen in Star Wars. If you have any experience with electrical engineering, again, all sorts of very in-demand roles that we'd love to bring you on for, especially with especially since a lot of our seniors are going to be graduating soon. Next slide. A brief overview of the systems that we incorporate. Don't mind if you don't know what a lot of these systems do. I don't either. That's why I have a very experienced team that's actually doing the design for me while I go run around and have meetings. But if you're interested in working on any of these, this is a great opportunity, and we'd love to see your application in front of my desk. Next slide. Brief overview of organization structure, and next slide. All right, our current status is that we are working on post PDR iteration design from last spring. And this quarter, we will be gunning towards limited in-person development, possibly including the lab, with a emphasis on a showcase for end of the year demonstration. We will be having lots and lots of workshops this quarter, especially to do with higher level skills such as MATLAB, Simulink. We might have some more systems engineering stuff. Additionally, we'll also be working heavily with the Blue Dot Coalition, which is an international group of universities dedicated to exploring space with CubeSats. Now, this year, we're going to be going towards a digital engineering model with components at the end of this academic year. Next slide. All right, how to join, contact me through email or on Discord. If you'd like to find out more, you can feel free to hit me up or just apply to my team, and I'd love to have a chat with you.
All right, hello, my name is Yu-Chen Chen, and I'm the president of External Affairs. All right, so what we do. So basically, External Affairs is responsible for contacts with corporations corporations that could potentially sponsor this club. And so we deal with corporate sponsorship packages, and all of the slides are made on Canva. And we also deal with potential contacts with other members outside school. This could range from individual employees and corporations or former alumni. And so the goals for the spring. So right now we're basically starting the process a lot of the contacts that we have, and we're planning on sending the vast majority of the emails out to the corporate lit sponsors that we have. And basically, what I also like to do for this spring is also basically start getting in touch with some of the people that we have contacted in the past or former alumni. And of course, to do that, I would also like an additional member on the team, and both to basically make it easier for us and also to basically prepare someone to potentially take over this role next year. And to contact me, you can basically just either find me on Discord at Yuchen Chen or contact me at my email down below. All right, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Janine and I am one of your co-VPs of marketing along with Angela, if she would like to say hi now.
Yeah, hi, I'm the other co-VP of marketing and we're going to tell you a bit about what marketing does.
Yep, and so if you, just back up just for one slide real quick. Yeah, so if you see the little bear in the corner right there, if you're any bit familiar with Bruin Space, you've probably seen this little space bear running around and you might be wondering who they are. And well, this is our club mascot, and their name is Bruin Space, or Brew for short. And the marketing team is responsible for creating such imagery and fun graphics and logos for a club. And in the next slide, I can tell you a little bit more about what we do. And so as implied before, marketing is responsible for managing the brand and the image of Bruin Space. We get the word out about our wonderful club. And most of this involves graphic design, which we use to make flyers and social media posts. We mostly use Canva, which is a free online software. Also, we manage the social media presence on Facebook and on Instagram, making events, promotions, etc. Illustration and art are also a big part of marketing, but not a requirement. This can be seen in Brew and some of the posters we've created. And finally, we also manage the regular email blasts for the club, which will be going out every 2 weeks this quarter.
All of this stuff, none of it, you don't need prior experience. We will teach you how to use Canva and everything. An eye for artistic stuff is preferable. That is a bit difficult to teach. Our goals for the spring, this coming quarter especially, are actually similar to last quarter, to increase our social media presence. To continue doing that, we want to get the word of Bruin Space out there to people, especially going back in the to school, hopefully in the fall, for those of you who aren't graduating. We want more people to join, get more people interested ahead of time, so they'll be able to come into Bruin Space or be interested in Bruin Space when it's back on campus. We're gonna, of course, continue our regular email blasts. They're gonna go out every 2 weeks, give or take. We'll probably have one later this week, to send out these slides and the video for those who couldn't be here with us. That was an interesting choice of words on my part. We're also going to be doing an advertising campaign to, again, get the word of Bruin Space out there, to get more people, recruitment, get a jump start on that early and carry out through the summer and into the fall, hopefully. In the corner there, very small, you'll see that you can contact us. There's our emails and our @ for the Discord. You can reach us both via the @Vice President of Marketing. And our emails, I already said that, and you can feel free to DM us, ask us any questions, and yeah.
Hello everyone, I am the Finance VP, and ultimately this section will be talking about what finance does for the club. Next slide. And so as you can see, we currently are searching for a finance VP to take over. We do have some members on our team currently, but none expressed an interest in taking over for next year. And so if that remains the prospect for next year, it will be very dire. Ultimately, we do want someone to come in, take over, and help us with the following duties, such as calendaring, funding, hearings, and deadlines. So we need someone organized, please. And following that, accounting, balance, so that the projects will always know how much money they have and how much they can spend. Additionally, we work with compiling funding proposals to 3 or 4 main bodies, which if you decide to join, I'm willing to spend the entirety of spring and summer training you on a really invigorating onboarding process. Continuing on, we do have heavy relationship with the project leads, as it is contingent on their responses and what their needs are. So keeping those contacts and like communication lines open is always necessary. And finally, we build a lot of character during these funding hearings, as it is a test of creativity as well as practicality. But ultimately, this position that we are trying to fill is something that goes great on your resume, and it is just like a good skill to have throughout, like learning to lead a team and deal with like important numbers and like club logistics. So if you're interested in learning more about it, do DM me, or I guess I will be at the Q&A at the end. So ask questions then.
All right. So you may have noticed that there's a bit of a theme in the this last few sections of the presentation, where a lot of the club leadership is graduating at the end of this year, and so we need more people. So there's a lot of different positions in club admin. So there's the president, which is responsible for maintaining the image of the club and guiding the future of the club. The vice president of internal affairs, that's me, is responsible for the day-to-day running of the club. And I copied over a couple extra words there. Ignore those. The vice president of external affairs deals with communication outside the club and outside of UCLA. Vice president of finance, as previously stated, ensures that every team has all the money they need. And the vice president of marketing oversees the brand and image. So all of these roles are really important to keep the club functioning. And so we really want to try to make sure that all of these roles are filled going into next year. There's a pinned message in the general channel of the Discord that will lead you to a link to, or that's a link to the application form. That's due by the end of week 3. I encourage you to apply, even if you're just sort of interested. There's no hard requirement to any of these positions. Right? You just have to want to do them. Right? It's not like you have to be with the club for a certain number of years to do it. You don't have to have, a certain number of things on your resume. If you want to do it, apply. The tentative schedule is candidates will post statements during week 4, and elections will hopefully be held week 5. And then the last half of the quarter and summer will be spent with an onboarding process where we get the incoming leadership up to speed on how to run the club. As mentioned in the very beginning of the presentation, this also extends to project leadership, project manager, and chief engineer. Listed are the project manager and chief engineer of every project. You can message them on Discord if you're interested, and you can talk to them about what their job entails and what it's like running a project. You can also come to the Q&A directly after this, which is on the Discord, if someone wants to toss the Discord link in one last time. And you can come and talk to them about it there. And with that, I would like to thank everyone for coming to our spring general meeting. And I invite you to all come down to our Discord and chat with people from the club and ask questions. I will stick around here a little bit while people who might be new to the Discord get set up as well. So I hope to see you all on Discord in a bit.